This fourth video in the series, we're going to start working on the head of our character here. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Bring my reference materials out. Okay. I want to concentrate just on the head of the character for this segment. And what I'm going to do is when I go down to Editable Poly, I'm going to go into Polygon. And I'm going to select all of the character and select all of him. Okay, and that's fine. We can leave those vertices down there. That's fine. But what I want is I don't want to look at these polygons for the moment, so I'm going to come down under the Edit Geometry rollout and find the Hide Selected button. Now we've hidden that area of the mesh. We don't have to look at it. All we're going to do is unhide all and bring it back out. It just makes focusing on things a little easier, in my opinion. So let's go to our right view. And now we are going to hit Alt X so we can see our character. Let's turn on our Turbo Smooth so we can see what's going on here. Okay, and the first thing that I can tell from what we have created is we're really kind of missing this whole area right here with the jaw. And what I'm going to do to create that, turn off G, is I'm going to actually extrude right out of here to create our jaw. So let's go back to our right view. And I'm going to turn this back on and Alt X. And extrude this guy right on out. And I'm going to scale it down a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to move it well away so that I can very easily access the vertices here. Okay, and now I'll just go ahead and position these guys like that so that I can clearly see what's going on. And obviously we've got some issues, so really easy to fix. Pull those back, and I'm gonna straighten this guy. If anything, this guy could come back a little bit like that. Okay, so we have very round head. Get back to our right view. We pretty much achieved the shape of our head here. I think that we're definitely on the right track. Take a look at it in the front view, and that looks good to me. Okay, so now what we have to start working out is how we're going to continue on with this mesh. I'm going to hide the references again because we got enough to look at right here to work out. And the first thing that I see that I want to work out is connecting this segment down here. So I'm going to right click and go to our cut tool, or if you did like I did in the beginning, X for our cut tool. So when we do this, we're going to click straight up. You can see I can click straight up to that other vertex and then right click to end it. So that one comes straight up, and then we'll do the same thing here, straight up to there, and then right click to end it. Okay, So this guy comes straight up. We've got some triangles here, but it's fine. We can work on that in a minute. Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to do a subdivision along this area right here. So I'm going to come in here and select straight down on edge, and let's look around and make sure that it's getting all these edges all the way around, and it is. So we hit connect. Alright, so that's good. And now we've got some craziness going on right here that we can start working on. But before I do that, I've got some other issues that I want to work out. Namely, I want to work out a subdivision that comes, an edge that comes straight up, maybe to right there. So we'll cut from this corner straight up to there, and another one to right there. So from those corners up, those corners up. Now we have a jawbone here that we edge that we need to find a home for, and I'm going to cut up straight. I just ended that one for the time being, and bring this one up and then over like that, and we'll leave the back of the head alone since that jawbone was the biggest issue. I know it's a lot of cutting, it's a lot of craziness going on. We're now ready to reorganize some of our mesh. We've definitely got some very confused edges, and so let's go ahead and fix that now. This edge can go away. Again, I'll just hit A. Okay. Up here, what can obviously go, we know this one has to come straight over, but this guy is useless, and this guy is useless because our topology is going that way. And you can tell that we're going to have an issue here with this this triangle on the front and the back. Let's see. I think what might actually serve us better here would be to get rid of that. Well, then that's just... Well, let's see what it looks like with Turbo Smooth. Okay. Now let's take a look. Well, clearly some things that we're going to have to do is, first off, deboxify this head. So I'm just going to select on those side edges and push those in. And I'm going to go ahead and, since we extruded these new polygons, let's go ahead and set them to our correct smoothing group. Yeah, this is gonna irritate the crap out of me, having this triangle right here. So I think what's gonna happen, yeah, I'm going to I'm going to select on these three vertices, and it doesn't give us that tool over here, so I'll find it right here. So under edit geometry with those three vertices, I'm going to hit collapse. Then I'll select these two, collapse, these two, collapse. Okay, you see we have a triangle there and a triangle there. So take those, collapse. No, I don't want to do that. Alright, undo that. Let's see. This target weld. Target weld. Target weld. All these guys. Now we can remove that edge. So quad, 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 and right here, remove. Okay, so now we're down to just one triangle. And I think this is going to irritate the crap out of me. Well, it's actually good for you to kind of see. I know you're probably watching and trying to follow along with this, and I'm sorry if you're getting frustrated trying to follow me here. It's just a part of the modeling process. I think I see a solution. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bring this guy over and then bring him down to the neck like so. And now we will get rid of this edge. So now we are all quads on the head. We have an entire front section here for the face, for the front of the face, and the side of the head, back of the head, all these wonderful things. Alright, so I'm just make some adjustments on his head here. And I guess we should maybe start looking at our references. Okay, so those are back way too far. It's a little bit more like it. And let's pull those like that. You can see we've got a whole area under here that needs to be adjusted, so I'm going to select these edges and connect. Like so. And then always kind of go around. Ooh, I'm gonna step back. Thought that looked a little weird. We'll leave that there. That's good enough. Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. Alright, so I can tell that we need to start dealing with the nose, the mouth. So what I'm going to do with the mouth here is, since we've got some edges kind of sitting here close, I'm going to go ahead and move these edges like that. Just kind of start following the head. And so let's see, take a look at perspective. Let's get to the front. Okay, so again, in the front view I can see I'm having kind of a hard time seeing through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the back of the head, because I'm not worried with that at the moment. So when I come to the front, I can see through a little better. Okay, now I can see. Now we have a choice to make. I want to take one polygon and turn it into our eye, and we have to ask ourselves what's the best polygon to do that with. I can see that this edge runs right through our eye. So do we use this polygon or this polygon? Well, it's kind of a trick question, seeing as how what we're going to do, and we'll leave that. I'm not even going to worry about the back of the head. So I'm going to loop all these edges, and we're going to chamfer it. And chamfer it far enough to where we can see that, hey, this polygon is going to be the one that we use to create our eye. I'll move this over and reposition, position, reposition. Okay, everything looks good there. So this is going to become our eye. I'm going to hide our reference here. Let's see what we can do to create this eyeball. So we're going to use our inset tool. So we inset settings. That actually looks pretty good. What I'm going to do with it, though, once I inset it, I'm going to push it out just a little bit, and maybe move it over just a little bit. Okay, kind of like the starting of the eyelids. Okay, now we are going to extrude inward, and I want to go ahead and extrude this in a decent ways here. Hit OK, and then use the scale tool, scale it down a little bit. Okay, so there's our eyes. And we'll put a sphere inside of here for the eyeball. But that is the gist of creating our eyes. And to do our mouth, if I select on these front edges like so, and chamfer them, you can see that you can actually create a pretty decent mouth here. So I'm going to do it about there. Yeah, I just want one. And hit OK. Okay, now what I want to do, let's see what would be the best way. could do something like this. Yeah, maybe we'll go with that. Okay, so we just got this one triangle we got to work out. And the easiest thing to do would be target weld that guy there. So, if we look at our polygons, these polygons are going to be our mouth. So if we extrude in, and I'm not going to extrude in that far, extrude in just a little bit, be like the lips, right? And now I'm going to hit apply to extrude in again. This time it goes in a little further. Okay, hit OK. And now what I'm going to do is use our scale tool, because now we're on the inside of the mouth. So I'm going to scale that up. That's the inside of the mouth. And we can maybe even use our move tool and pull it back like that. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is after we scale it up like that, I'm going to extrude it in one more time. And this one I'll pull back and then scale down like so. Yep. Like that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I want to create some edge loops that flow around his mouth. Basically all I'm going to do is we're going to come in here and select all these edges just like this that run around his mouth. Just like that. And when we connect, and let's connect twice, and we'll leave those alone. Hit OK. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it once. Yeah. So if we wanted to, we could come in and make some changes. You see, we got ourselves a triangle right there. I'm going to remove that. Let's see. Never mind that. What could we do? If this guy came all the way back here, okay, and then this one, that would, didn't even notice we had a triangle right there. So let me step back. I'm thinking that the answer to the solution is going to rest in this area. So I'm going to connect. Okay. Now, let's pull this one over. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could connect those and then remove this one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, connect, edge, remove. And so as you can see, it's a lot of trying to figure out the puzzle. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one straight up. Bring that guy right across like that. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Now this guy's. Now this guy needs to come across. We can always deal with the area that's hidden later. So, as you can see, it's a lot of trial and error trying to get these polygons in your mesh to conform to the quad mentality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's well worth it in the long run for the amount of control that we get over the mesh. So if I loop, okay, loops up to there, and then I add those two. Can now chamfer for my lips. And let me watch what happens. Let's almost do a little bit. Let's go just one. And we'll do one segment. Now we'll just do it like that. Okay, so we've got one triangle, one try right here. And this one really I don't think is going to give us much problem if we target weld. Yeah. Like so. I'm just going to select the whole head and make sure it's all still on one smoothing group. So just little adjustments. One of the things I do want to do at this point, I want to do some relaxing. So I'm going to select these polygons and I'm going to grow. I don't want these back polygons. So basically just the cheek area right here. Not worrying about the lips. Okay, let's see if we can get to it here. We can add it here if we want to, but let's just get to it the old school way. So under Edit Geometry, we're going to scroll down until we see Relax. And I'll hit that a couple of times. And I'm just going to smooth out that area around the cheek for me a little bit. And we'll go back to Polygon, Edit Geometry, because I want to take a look at the whole guy now real quick. And unhide all. Okay, so there's the mouth, the eyes, and the lips for this guy. And I'm just going to do a little test here. I'm going to put the relax modifier on him. You can see how relaxed this is making him. Increase the iterations. He gets extremely relaxed. But that's kind of a cool character. Could be. Definitely unique looking. I'm just not seeing anything that I really kind of want to go for, so that's why it's just a test. Just want to take a look, see what we can come up with. Alright, so that's kind of getting started on his mouth and his face. We got some basic shapes going on. The last thing we could do would be to give him a nose, and the easiest thing would be to just extrude out from this polygon right here, right above the lips, and extrude out, and then scale down and pull it over. Control page up to select on everything, make sure it's all on smoothing group 1. Very simple nose. One of the things on Turbo Smooth, I do like to set it to 2 iterations, so we can see a little clearer, a little more of a high quality mesh, so we can get a better idea of kind of what we're doing is really going to look like. Giving him a little bit of a bump for the nose. Nothing major. Alright, so that's the start here of his head. The next video we're gonna take a look a little bit more at doing some more things to his head. That's a pretty good start. So we'll go ahead and save this increment as 4, and I'll see you next time.